Hi.
Hello.
Happy Sunday.
You guys remember, it's Wayne's World, right?
Yeah, it's Wayne's World. It's one of the movies, yeah.
I was trying to time it perfectly back here. I was doing the 5, 4, 3.
I think it's the first time he does it, he says it anyways, and he goes, oops. Anyways.
Camera 1.
Camera 2.
Camera 2. Camera 1. Camera 2. Oh. No one found that funny. Okay.
It's fine. Like, I love Wayne's World. It's fine. I found it funny.
So...
Happy Sunday, Justin.
Is our mic working? Hello? Check, check. Is this on? Oh, goodness. Well, good morning, Twitch.
Oh, right. Happy Easter to those that celebrate. Justin, you want to turn on that key light? Because, like, you're blocking my light. You get all the sunlight, and I don't get any.
Look at my face. Speaking of Wayne's World, I'll go into Garth mode.
I'm wearing my black rim glasses today, Justin. You get to wear your other ones. Thank you.
Happy wife, happy life. You haven't seen Wayne's World yet, Solifan? Oh, man. Well, you got a busy afternoon.
There's 2 movies that you can watch.
Yeah. Wayne's World 1 is so classic. So classic.
It is. It really is. Yeah. I don't know. I thought maybe, because I can't remember, I know we talked about this, but I literally don't remember what the season rewards are for this next season. You should have told me. You should have clued me in on your plans and goals.
I can say that this season, as a reminder, is currently set to be 2 months long.
And I remembered that part.
Yeah, so we're gonna be working on adding more significant rewards to it, and hopefully it's the last season before the base set is done. But that's a lofty goal of mine. Turns out there's only 24 hours in every day. Somehow I thought there were more.
You wish.
Yeah.
You know, though, honestly, if you had like 30 hours in a day, you probably would have just taken on another side project. Oh my God, Balfour. Sexy hair stream right here. If I can convince him to go to CVS, we'll get another box of blonde, and I'll do another pass and take out the red.
She won't be happy until my hair falls out.
There's too much red in it. It takes a lot to bleach one's hair. Like, you have to remove a lot of red to get to, like, a cool, like, an ice blonde.
By the way, we noticed 7 lurking. Just wanted to say hi.
I know. It's been a minute.
Isn't it late? No, we're early. It's late on the... I don't know.
It's like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, like 8 o'clock.
I don't remember where 7 is, but...
Yeah. No, he's definitely in Europe, so it's definitely like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, Balfour, we're like 40% vaccinated. So that means, as soon as you get on that, we can finally hang out. After all this time.
Yeah. That's true. We did that last weekend. We did talk about that on last week's stream. I forgot to get the water. No, I'll do it. No. Oh my God.
Entertain the people.
That's so mean, Justin. Getting my second shot in May, so LA trip soon. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, we're getting our second shot the end of April. So 10 days till I can get my appointment set up. You should just... No, I'm not going to even say it.
So in California, it's we're very liberal, and it's illegal to ask somebody about their pre-existing condition.
That's not just California. That's like a general HIPAA thing.
So all you have to do is say...
See, but people know what you're about to say. I know. I just know Willow's going to be like, I wouldn't do that.
I don't care. All I'm saying is all you have to do is they ask if you have a pre-existing condition.
It's just one radio button.
And you just say yes.
That's it.
And as far as I'm concerned, the term pre-existing condition is up for interpretation, just like it's up for interpretation whenever you make a claim in American insurance. So, for once, we can use the loophole that prevents American insurance companies from paying our bills in our favor.
He already told me there is no documentation needed. I fretted over this because I was like, because my friend was like, just sign up. She signed up like a bunch of our friends, and I was like, I don't know, man. I'm really struggling with this. I don't want to get all the way to the place and then be like, oh, what's your pre-existing condition? And then I don't have like the right paperwork. And I mean, he's had cancer, right? So he actually like has a legitimate one. They don't say a thing. It wasn't mentioned. Wasn't brought up. They don't even. Not even a second was focused on this. So it's just an ethical issue with yourself.
I mean, I've literally got denied insurance in the past because I had cancer. They make me fill out 100 questions on a questionnaire, and you get to number 51, no joke, right in the middle. Have you ever or do you currently have cancer? Yes. Whole survey shuts down. And it's like, sorry, you are not covered you cannot be covered due to a pre-existing condition.
Back in the day, I'm really glad. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of issues with the ACA, which is some American healthcare BS. But
yeah, we signed up Kaiser.
That thing worked. Yeah, man, we did it all through Kaiser. We went through Kaiser, and it was awesome, and done. Yeah,
in America, pre-existing conditions prevent you from getting insurance.
Not anymore. They did. They used to.
The way it always screws with like the non-liberals, because they're like, I've always had insurance. It's like, yeah, through your job, through your parents, through usually those are the only two options.
Yes, so they let you die basically. Yes. Yeah. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
So people who are anti like socialized medicine usually don't understand the downside because I see well, I can't even say it. Kaliatra said, Mike sounds good. I didn't even see that. Hello. Good afternoon. Yeah, the lot of people who are anti-socialized medicine have always had it through a job or through their parents, often through their parents, which is funny, the younger, like, Republicans. And they don't realize that once you are off that plan, when you try to be an individual, like, this is the, okay, let me.
Well, you're getting way too deep here.
There's one thing I want to say that people don't understand, especially our European friends.
Stop. Hold on. Balfour's leaving. I'm the smallest shirt size that you have available.
Oh, I am a medium. So the only thing I try to say for our European people is...
Oh, she says nice hair.
Who did?
Balfour's lady.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, B. When you have a job and you have cancer, you get insurance. And it's because the job goes to the insurance company and says, we have 1,000 employees. If you want to insure these 999, you have to take the guy with cancer too. It's called a group plan. And the insurance company's like, okay, we'll insure everybody because it's a calculated risk. But when that guy with cancer, me, gets laid off and he goes to apply for his own insurance, they say, oh, you have cancer? No. So...
They used to.
Yeah, they used to. So that's what the ACA and the socialized medicine is fighting for. One of the big things is that do I get turned down because I had cancer 11 years ago? It's not fair.
You gonna die.
But the people fighting against it usually don't even realize that's how it works because they've always had insurance through their job and they maybe were lucky enough not to get laid off or have cancer. It's kind of crazy, but you can get insurance through groups, but individuals with pre-existing conditions get shut down. It's real. That's my main problem with American medicine. There are many, but that seems really unfair that somebody who wants to pay is rejected because of something they had a decade ago.
Right, and that part was fixed.
Yeah. You better get a good job. Yeah, and you better get it fast. Did you know, fun fact, my chemotherapy and my health insurance ended the exact same day. So if my doctor said, you need to come back for one more day of chemo, I couldn't have done it. The same, I'm not exaggerating, it was the same day, my last day of the month. It was super crazy. Scary. Super scary as well.
I bet.
B. Ted, Blonder Justin. Very happy to see you are alive. I am.
Me too.
Barely.
He's fine.
We're fine. So what's going on, everyone? How are we doing? Happy Easter. Did the bunny show up at your house with tons of candy? Did a creepily smiling, never blinking, 9-foot-tall bunny carrying a basket break into your home and leave candy and eggs for you today? That doesn't sound creepy at all.
Or did you see a zombie?
Oh, did you see a man rising from the dead multiple days after he was buried and then rising?
You get the picture.
Yeah. Christianity and atheism to sell candy and toys are both really creepy when you break them down.
A zombie bunny.
What's going on, Garrett?
Dun, dun, dun.
The tooth fairy.
The tooth fairy is collecting bones and keeping them, trading it for money.
Yeah, that one's a little messed up.
At least the bunny's just giving you candy and leaving.
So, I think I probably talked about this like last week or the week before, but one of my favorite, if not my favorite TV shows is Tales from the Crypt.
You definitely talked about this last week.
So sad that HBO Max does not have it due to licensing issues, even though it was an HBO property at one time. So I own all the DVDs, and I've been making her go through and watch them. And I think it was the pilot episode, although it's not the first episode on the DVD, which is weird, is a creepy mental institution guy breaks out and he steals a Santa Claus outfit and he goes around killing people. And it is one of the creepiest Santa Claus images I've ever seen in my life. It's really cool. Should definitely check it out. Garrett, we're doing better today. We've had a long week. If you go back far enough, the Easter Bunny was a fertility celebration.
That makes sense. It's spring.
Yeah. I feel like if you go back far enough, everything was a fertility celebration. I mean,
I don't know.
At some point in human history, it was like, wake up, hunt, eat, procreate.
The maypole. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All that stuff.
Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and get it out of the way now. Unfortunately, things have been a little slow this week because we had a death in the family. You will probably notice in the behind the scenes of our camera twos, you won't be seeing my cat Obama anymore. He had an upset stomach for a while, and then he had a mass in his stomach, but they thought it was fine. Turns out it wasn't fine, and he went semi-peacefully
On Tuesday. We had to help him over the bridge.
Yeah. Highly recommend, though, if you ever get to that point with your animal, there are some wonderful doctors that will come to your house and take care of it, and I'm really glad we did that for him. So, no animal likes going to the vet, so in their final moments, I feel like, letting them go at home, but not being in pain is probably the way to go, in my opinion. But,
yeah.
He was 13 years old. I've had him that entire time. He was my little buddy. And that's it. We'll move on.
I know. I don't think no more cat cam. I mean, we have 2 other cats. Well, only one of them ever comes in here when we're streaming, but yeah. Obama was the one that would be walking around, the all black cat. He was a little part of our stream.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can move on. Or I start crying.
So, yeah. So anyways.
So, Justin didn't get a lot of work done this week.
Yeah, I kind of took a couple days off just to hang out with Julie and, cry. True story. So a lot of the stuff that I am launching this week is the stuff I was going to launch last week. But I think no one will fault me too much as long as you guys, you know what happened. But I did come up with a little bit of a gift for the community who plays Doomtrooper. So if you go into Discord and you type, type in Discord. This might bite me in the ass, but hopefully it works. If you go into Discord and you type bestow power, I am testing a new feature that will eventually come to Twitch as well. I've talked about it in the past about rewarding you guys for being here during Twitch. So this is the first version of that test, but that will give you some sort of reward in Doomtrooper if you've linked your Doomtrooper and Discord accounts. So I will in the future add the ability to link your Twitch and Doomtrooper accounts, and then when you're in Twitch watching me stream, you'll be able to get drops and stuff. So
drops, yo. Solifans did it.
Solifan's right in there right away.
Nice. Because that means he played in the past 24 hours, yeah?
Correct, yeah. So I'm testing a lot with this. I'm testing if it's broken, and you guys will figure out a way to exploit it. B, I am testing that it works, which it does. I mean, it has for the few people who have tested it already. Solifan will probably see he got 50 acquisition points. And I'm also, there's a new API called Reward. So I can trigger rewards remotely, which is what the bot is doing. Before you ask, no, you can't trigger rewards remotely. It is restricted to bot and admin tokens only. And I made sure of that. For any of my coder friends out there, I fully unit tested this route. So it tests to make sure if you pass bad data, it doesn't work. It tests to make sure if you try to give yourself too much stuff, it doesn't work. It tests if a user tries to do it, it'll fail. It should cover all of the things I could think of with unit or integration tests. I don't know the right word. So that's fun. And it also will allow me to test... what's the word I'm looking for? My brain says integration. When a social media person wants people... Is it interactions?
Sure, engagement.
Engagement. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. It also tests engagement, so you can only engage with it in Discord once per day, but you can only get the reward if you've logged into Doomtrooper in the last 24 hours. So there's two pieces of the puzzle it's testing, and I'm going to update it soon to give you better rewards if you've actually played a game in the last 24 hours, not just logged in. Because I don't want people to never log in and just collect acquisition points and then they log in and they have a ton, right, for the first time. So you have to actually log in. But I also don't want people to just log in, log out, get the points, repeat. But even in that case, the hope is people will log in to flag it and then look around and maybe play a game. So the idea is to see a uptick in the engagements in Discord as well as the games per day because people will be logging in to get the rewards and linking and synergy. There's a lot of... Wow, that looks really cool. Am I high? Woo!
Oh my god.
Too much coffee? Not enough coffee? I don't know. Impressions and engagement. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So that should be fun. And like I said, it'll extend sometime in the next couple months so that when I'm live streaming, the bot will automatically announce in the chat a command, and you'll type the command, and it'll give you a reward for being in Twitch. And then when I go offline, the bot will be like, sorry, no more, not giving that out anymore. And it won't just be acquisition points. That's just the first one I'm testing. I can give away any rewards in the game, which includes avatars, card backs, and title cosmetics, variant cards, starter decks, coins, experience points, pretty much whatever I want. And it will also help me to, I've mentioned, like, sometimes I can give away crafting points to people who have reset their collection but lost some stuff that they earned. Like, I don't mind doing that. This API I'll be able to use, so it's much, much easier for me to reward people with things. And it's all tracked, which is kind of fun. We have for anyone who is trying to game the system, or developers who want to come on the team and then give their friends free stuff, we do have an audit log, so anytime this API is used, it will flag who did it and what they were given, just so you know that you'll know if somebody's abusing systems to give out free stuff to all their friends. I see Brian Reck Is that a rename of our Brian, or is that a different Brian?
I know, I thought the same thing.
Meow, okay, Dan, come here.
We don't know how our cat is dealing with the other cat's death. I can't figure out if he is sad.
Yeah,
I can't figure out if he, like, knows what happened or not, because he was acting very normal, like, for days. And then on yesterday, which is, like, 4 days after our cat passed, he started meowing, like, more than normal. And today he's kind of meowing more than normal. And I'm like...
I think he's just bored.
Are you
because usually...
lonely?
Yeah, usually he would go and nap with our other cat, and they would just kind of hang out and do nothing. They do cat nothing together. But yeah, he doesn't have that.
Thanks for following.
Yeah, thanks. Oh man, Spahans?
Or just like
Spajons?
Spajons.
Spajons. Yeah, I think he's just lost that connection, so now he's just more needy, and he needs us to like hang out with him more. It's a little frustrating, and cute at the same time. What's going on in Animal Crossing, Julie?
Apparently there's treasure hunts. I don't understand why I don't know about treasure hunts.
She's reading about Animal Crossing instead of entertaining you guys. My wife has a very hard time focusing on one thing at a time. Like she has to have like 3 things at the same time, and then not really pay attention to any of them. Versus me, who has to have 3 things and pay attention to all of them immensely until I like pass out from exhaustion.
We're a very interesting pair, you and I.
I guess so. Let's see.
I'm like bohemian and hippie. You're like techie and I don't know. You really like to work. And I really don't.
I gotta fix something. Will you please entertain the masses? Stop looking at Animal Crossing.
I have not been doing treasure hunts, okay? It's been a really long time since one of my villagers asked me to do a treasure hunt, and I forgot that they were a thing, okay? I just realized it, and I'm like, oh, wow, okay.
Okay, good talk.
Yeah, that's the whole talk.
So, someone was just talking about this today, about possibly adding this to the game, and
What is that? I can't, it's little, it's hard to see.
I don't know if I can make it.
Keto?
I don't know if I can make it any bigger, but...
No, you can see it now. It's fine now.
Yeah, so basically it's
Hi, Tomek.
It's a commander for Mishma, and someone asked if we could add it. So, really it's just... Sorry. Really it's... It's me being OCD a little bit. I mean, not really, but kind of. The spreadsheet of cards has 30 cards removed from it at various spots. And that means that there are gaps in the serial numbers of the cards for the base set. So ideally, I would like to add cards for all 30 that we removed. But that's tricky because I'm on a time crunch. So Mishma has at least one card that was removed for the first mini expansion. So there is a slot in the Mishma card section. And this seems, thanks to Matt for suggesting it, this seems like a really good one to add in there because, A, Mishma doesn't have a commander. And for those of you who don't play actively, like, the commanders allow you to assign a card to them, and copies of that card get a stat bonus. And you can switch them to command a different type later if you want. So it would make Hatamotos and Samurais much more powerful, which is neat, and it might make Shoguns very powerful. But the side note is that all of the commanders use the same card script. So if I want to add this card, it's as simple as adding the data to the spreadsheet and finding the art. So that is kind of a no-brainer to add to the set because it is easy to add. We have a slot for it in the spreadsheet, and it will make the Mishma faction much better. Not to mention it fits with the cards that I'm trying to add this week, which are currently all Mishma based. So I might put that card in today. We'll see. What?
Hype. You might put that card in today. What?
It's the Julie Show.
Yo, how's it going?
Oh, man. Yeah. So what else?
I don't know. But you're going to have to work on figuring out those rewards. We'll have to talk about that this week.
Oh, we are. So Willow has been making...
What up, Willow? Shout out.
Willow has been making new card backs, so I was kind of planning on either giving away one of those or giving away one of the first Jaggy ones that we had.
Oh.
But I also hope to... so there's a feature that isn't added yet, one or two, but one of the biggest ones that I really want to add was the idea that when you complete a season, and I've talked about this a lot in the past, you can take that season's reward, or you can pass up on it and you can get one from 6 months prior or before. So if there was an old card back that you missed that you really wanted, you could choose to take one of the old ones instead. But you wouldn't be able to get the one that you're passing for 6 months. That was the original plan.
Does that take away from...
Or 3 months. We
the
could figure it
folks
out.
that did it on time, or...
Slightly, but after a couple months, you'd be able to... I mean, you get 3 months or 6 months of exclusivity, so...
Okay. All right. 7V.
Yeah, Willow, all good. Everything with Doomtrooper is patience.
Oh my god, right?
Developing the game, getting help on the game, dealing with the developers,
Demoing the game.
dealing with the community. Yeah. No, I love the community, but like I always say, you guys can't agree on shit. Like...
It's a lot of passionate people.
I know. It's like, oh, we're going to fix this card today. And someone will be like, oh, we should raise it. And someone else will be like, oh, no, we should lower it.
And I'm going to quit.
And then someone else will be like, we should leave it the same or I'm going to quit.
It's like, oh.
And I'm just there. And then they'll argue back and forwards and they'll get heated. And then you guys will like lower the tone of your voice so that you don't like say things that'll make me kick you out of the channel. And then someone will say, well, Justin, it's just up to you.
And you're like, damn it.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, great. I get to decide, do I piss off Tomac or Thorgal today?
Or others.
No, I know. Willow says, that's why you just do what you think is right. Players don't know what they want. They just think they do. You know, that is true, but I will give credit to some players. Tomac...
Easy like Sunday morning. Yeah. He said he's easy.
Oh, I'm like, why are we singing all of a sudden?
Well, A, it's Sunday, and here it's Sunday morning still.
Anyways, Tomac has actually come up with... well, to be fair, Tomac, you've been cranky at least once or twice with me.
I mean, he is a human. I mean, right?
But Tomac has come up with a lot of really great redesigns for cards. So... Tomac seems to really know what he wants out of cards to the point where he will actually design them and design synergy with other cards and then post them all the time in our suggestion channels on Discord. So,
hey.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Shout out to Tomac.
Yeah, so Tomac has actually got, I don't know how many Tomac, but you've actually got a handful of your designs in the game right now, which is kind of fun. We accidentally got one of his designs to show up as a side effect of another card, even though it's not even implemented yet. It doesn't have art. It turns out Undead Horde was a card I was testing based on his design. I accidentally turned on and forgot to turn back off. So there's a card called Portal of Undeath, which will create...
I'm sorry, Portal of Undeath?
I think that's what it's
So
called.
it sounds like a portal that just releases like zombies and shit.
Yeah, so Portal of Undeath
That's
created...
cool.
Can create another Algaroth warrior.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so after this warrior kills an enemy, a random Algaroth warrior with V5 joins your side. It actually grabbed the Undead Horde, which isn't fully implemented, and it put it into the game. I thought that was kind of funny because Tomac found the bug, and Tomac was the guy who created the Undead Horde, so yeah, it kind of went all over the place.
Undead Horde.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. It was just missed because tokens are off by default. So you have to come in and look at tokens. Well, I guess you can't look at tokens by themselves, can you? And it came in here and it was just showing up in here and it wasn't supposed to be, which is fun. Yeah. Anyways, video games, guys.
Who's that, babe?
Who? This one?
Mask of the Vestals?
Mm-hmm. So today I am working on...
Hi, Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Happy Easter.
Let's see. Nope. Wait. Unobtained cards. So we talked about this last week, but just as a reminder, we have Aura.
I think you should take a sip of coffee for that. Aura. Or...
She sells seashells by the seashore. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Okay, we're better.
I think you're good now.
Aura of Mystical Resistance. Got it. Is being added today, along with Kanji's Lucky Sense. Yorama's Deflecting Hands. And... possibly, but probably not, Surveillance Ship. I don't think that'll make it in today, but I might prioritize that next week because it lets you look at... It's the first card that lets you look at your opponent's draw pile. I may have mentioned this last week, or at least I talked about it in Discord, but I'm updating our engine. So every time there's an action, there is a pre-action, if that makes sense. So Surveillance Ship would send a pre-action... which tells the server that you're allowed to look at your opponent's top 3 draw piles. Because normally, if you look at the memory of the game, you don't have anything about the opponent's hand or their draw pile, so you can't cheat. So in this case, you would get it, but we have to be able to tell the server to give us that information. So that's going to take a little bit more to fix, as well as... Kanji's Lucky Sense is basically the same as Young Guard, who has some bugs. So I'm going to be implementing Kanji's Lucky Sense and then trying to fix the Young Guard and Kanji's interaction so that the bugs go away so we can turn them back on. And I think there's at least one more card that does that. There's also been some good talk that I really like on Discord about miscommunication nerf. Now, before anybody crucifies me, who am I kidding? Someone will crucify me when we do this. The talk that I really like is, it's currently play immediately after opponent plays a condition, influence, or fate card. We will be changing that to play immediately after opponent plays a fate card. That's it.
Bye, Michael. Thanks for stopping in.
Michael, tell everyone in your family, Doomtrooper says Happy Easter. And make sure you do the bestow power in Discord if you didn't this morning. I think you did. Oh, you did. You did it yesterday.
He did it in the moderator channel.
So yeah, miscommunication will not be this catch-all that can cancel everything. Oh, coffee burps.
Oh.
Sorry. It will be just for fate cards, which will not solve the problems, but it'll be much less useful. And most likely, Young Guard will remain the same. So you will be able... He's currently a miscommunication ability that causes himself to be discarded. Now, I think that's a lot more balanced because he costs 4 to put out. And when you use his ability, he dies. So there's a lot more cost involved. You have to use his ability and kill him, plus pay the destiny to get him out. And if you were to bring him back, you have to pay him again to bring... So it's a lot more balanced to be able to cancel all 3 types of cards. I think that's okay. So then you get back to... what is it? Kanji's Lucky Sense is 6 DP to cancel any fate card, but it's not discarded. So it's getting a little more balanced. So Young Guard can get rid of all 3 types at the cost of his life and 4 destiny. Kanji's can get rid of just fate at the cost of 6, but no life, so it's reusable. and miscommunication can only get rid of fate cards. In my opinion, that starts to bring those 3 cards within like a standard deviation of balance of each other. So that should be useful for balance sake and deck building sake. And I think Kanji's Lucky Sense, plus if we are going to add this Jito, I think that brings Mishma up.
Jito or Jito?
I don't know. I imagine it's Jito because Japanese has a G sound, right? Jito, ja. Now I can't remember. Yeah, they have a G sound, J-I. So it'd be Jito, so it'd be two symbols. Jito. I'm going to go with Jito. If anybody knows Japanese more than me, meaning you took more than 1 semester, please correct me. But I do think that by adding... Let me filter these better, sorry. So by adding these new key powers and then adding Jito as a commander to boost up, say, Hatamoto's. Hope I still have keys selected. The Mishma is starting to become pretty powerful. We will still be adding Sworn Vengeance, which basically, if you get killed in combat, you wound the opponent again if you already wounded them. It's a really powerful card. So that'll be coming in the next month or so. And then Surveillance Ship, we talked about letting you look at the draw pile. And I lost it. There it is. Dao Show of the Ancient Emperors will get a redesign. So we will create some new ancient powers that they create that'll be probably significantly more useful. So I honestly think, and I think it was Thorgal who was excited about Mishma. I think that Mishma might be my new favorite faction after this is done. I think it'll be really cool. But then we will be updating other cards, other factions to be unique and cool. That's one important thing to note, that if by some act of the Cardinal we are able to finish the base set for, say, June, that doesn't mean that we'll stop changing cards. It doesn't even mean we'll stop adding cards. It just means that we will have solidified it. We'll let people do their final reset and build their final collection. And then when we change cards, you will be able, similar to Hearthstone, and maybe Magic might do this too. Like, let's say we change... where is he at? All right, we change Yojimbo, right? So he's an ultra rare card. If you want to destroy him, you can't see it, sorry. Currently, if you want to deconstruct him, you get 400 points. But if you want to create him, it costs 1,600. If we change Yojimbo, and you own Yojimbo, you will be able to come in and deconstruct him for, let's say, 7 days after the patch, for 1,600. So you would be able to come in here, deconstruct Yojimbo, and go straight in and create a Tatsu. 1 for 1, no lost points whatsoever. But only for a week or so after the patch happens. I think that is a precedent that other games have set, and I'm more than willing to do that. And then maybe if we add any cards, like let's say we decide that one of the factions is not powerful enough and we add a card, maybe we'll do something like we've added this card to the set, everybody gets a copy, or everybody gets some acquisition points to create it or another card, just as like an added bonus for those people. Because if let's say you've already spent $200 on packs and you have almost all the cards you want, you might not want to have to buy a bunch more packs just to get that one card. So if we add anything to the set, it'd be nice to give you guys a path to get that card, or maybe a mission that allows you to get it. Something to keep it fair. Tomek says about Jito plus Hatamoto. What happens when Hatamoto with assigned Jito will gain V higher than Jito themselves? It's a good question. The reading of the card the reading of the card says assign. So let's see. With the warrior assigns about to another card with lower value. Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's okay. I think that's valid strategy, but obviously I'm open to feedback, because you have to assign the buff to a card with lower value. So that just means that you would have to play to be clear, he's talking about if you play a whoops, I can't spell. So you play a Hatamoto who's a Slayer, and he's kind of weak. And then you play Yojimbo, who grants +1 to all Hatamoto's stats at the end of every turn. So in order for that synergy to work, you would have to play Jito before the Hatamoto raises his stats above 6, or whatever the stats end up being if we balance it. Because, yeah. So as written, yeah, it would be a valid combo, but you'd have to do it in the right order. And if for some reason Yojimbo raises the stats, or somebody else raises, like I think bounty keyword raises the value of an opponent, you could prevent Jito from buffing them as like a counter. Could be really, really powerful though. You can have him play Hatamoto already boosted 5 times, then play new Hatamoto and assign Jito to just played Hatamoto. That's true. Something we will have to discuss, I guess. It'll be an interesting dilemma. We could change the sergeants that the buff stops if they have higher value, but that could, I don't know. Because if you think about heretics, you can give them all their dark symmetry powers and buff them up super high. Golden Lion, Sunset Strikers, like they can all get really, really high. So in this case, it might be okay to allow it because it gives Mishma a path towards those really high numbers that the other factions already seem to have. I tend to say it's okay for that reason. But, you know, we always balance things. Like Sunset Striker only gives +1 to their abilities for every other warrior. So at max case, it would be +6. But then you could also get like strength in numbers and all that stuff out there. There's a lot of synergy to get the cards really high. All your warriors gain +X, where X is the number of other warriors you have in play. So now you're getting up into like the 14, 15, 16 range with them.
Can we name our band Sunset Striker?
Are we starting a band?
Yeah, because now we got a cool name.
Yeah. Well, everybody who's ever been in a band knows that that's what happens first, is you come up with a cool name, and then you figure out what music you're going to make. True story. I was in a band when I was 15 or 14 called Bright Idea. And we knew we were called Bright Idea, and we knew we were a ska band. And we had like 9 members.
Well, as ska bands do.
And keep in mind, I was like 14, 15, maybe even 13. We had a demo tape that we designed the cover for, and we wrote titles of all the songs.
Wow, but no songs themselves.
No songs.
Got it. Did you? I assume you titled the album as well, then.
Yeah, I have it somewhere.
Okay.
I have it somewhere in a closet.
Got it.
It is a legit demo tape with no songs. So that's fun. Yeah, Garrett confirms.
Now, in this band, were you going to play trumpet?
Yes. Or wait.
Or guitar?
I might have played drums.
Oh, drums. Okay.
I think I did. I think I played drums.
Played drums, obviously. Since...
No, I could play.
No, I'm not saying that you couldn't play, but you didn't, as a band, you didn't do anything.
We practiced.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
We rented a little space somewhere, I don't remember where, somebody's basement, and we did practice. It was really just a bunch of people just playing on their own, like warming up.
But the warming up never ended.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Wow.
So there's a little look into my history.
That's funny.
So somebody reported that they did a collection reset and didn't get the starter decks, which turns out to just have been like a lag fluke, I think. I'm still trying to figure out how it could possibly happen. But then I went in and I looked, and I work way too much. When you reset your collection, it calls a function called reset decks new. But anywhere else the collection gets reset, it calls reset decks, which is a different function. So apparently I rewrote reset decks into a better version called reset decks new, but only hooked it up to one place and then forgot about it. So I made a note that I'm going to have to go through and figure that out. Maybe there's something weird that could be happening there. I had literally zero recollection of doing that. And it was like a month ago, 2 months ago. Do not remember doing that at all. Let's see. Oh, I also did a bunch of deck cleanup. It shouldn't affect anybody, but for any of like the code nerds out there, I it's like a logic puzzle, right? So there's December 1st, 2020. If you remember, we reset everybody's collection and we let you test opening the packs. Big step, right? Then last month and this month, I went through, and anyone who hasn't logged in after December 1st, I erased all their cards because they had 10 of every card still. And if they were to log in, it would have erased all their cards anyway. So they were just taking up database space, millions of cards, and slowing down.
Bye.
What?
The cards.
Oh.
Bye.
And slowing down you guys who are actually playing the game, the queries would be slower. So I went through and erased everybody's cards. So December 1st, 2020, players reset. Anyone who didn't reset, I erased all their cards. Yet there were 2,200 cards in the database that were created in 2019. Completely stumped me. I could not figure out if I erased everybody who didn't reset and everyone who did reset would be after 2020. How are there cards from 2019 in the database? Turns out it was cards linked to a card template that no longer exists. So we briefly had 2 Yojimbos somehow accidentally in the database, and there's this card, Subdermal Plates. In the classic game, it used... Whoa.
Your bot's going wild.
Whoa.
Oh my god!
What is he doing? Uh-oh.
I don't know. I did a single bit, and it just. But it didn't do that when Balfour gave bits.
No, it has nothing to do with the bits. Subdermal Plates used to be called Epidermal Plates, but that doesn't make sense, so we renamed it to Subdermal Plates. Or Steve did, I believe. So maybe it was the old Epidermal Plates. It was just odd that I found those just like stragglers in the database, which is something you never want as a programmer, to have database entries that aren't linked to other things, because you'll never find them. They'll just sit there forever.
Uh-oh. Your bot's going...
What,
Bot's going crazy.
What have you guys done to my bot? Somebody hacking it? I'm gonna check.
Yeah. More cards are being added.
It's something with the card command. Somebody is trying to look up a card somewhere.
And why are we seeing that on Twitch?
Because he's rejoining. So when he rejoins, he says hello.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll look at that today. Somebody's trying to look up the Nephrite Warlord.
Tomek has the power.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. I have some like caching, so it doesn't have to recheck the database every time you look up a card, and apparently something's funky, so I'll look after we're done streaming. Spahans? Spajons?
That's what I said. I said more cards are being added.
Yeah, so we're trying to add all the cards in the next 60 days. And by we, I mean me.
The royal we.
The royal we. But, yeah, Mishma will be almost done this week, which is exciting. And I think we just established that Cybertronic was really close, right? Those 3 cards are no longer in. Psycho Scanner, Self-Destruct Programming. Yeah. So 2 cards for Cybertronic, so we'll be finishing those real soon. What's up?
Oh, no, then I missed it.
Oh. So we're going to try to get this show on the road. Forgot the other thing I'm working on this weekend. So we decided, I've been trying to fix some new store functionality so that we could do the Second Chance Kickstarter rewards. And I've decided that it's stupid to keep trying to put more work on my shoulders. So I've been working with Steve to relaunch our web store. But the difference is currently we will not have any of the physical stuff in stock. But the store will actually have...
You mean like t-shirts and such?
We're not bringing back the t-shirts and stuff until a little while later when people are more vaccinated. But we will be selling digital stuff, which means we will have like the pre-order and the coins. I mean the packs of card bundles. But we'll probably give little bits of bonuses. I've got to make sure we don't piss off Steam. But if you buy on the web store, we get like 97% of the money, versus if you buy on Steam, we get 70% of the money. So it's a big difference. So the Kickstarter rewards, they'll be changed a little bit. A couple of the items are still exclusive to the Kickstarter, but the retro stuff, which is what a lot of people have been wanting. For example, these retro faction icons are part of the faction pack. They also come with these retro card backs, which have the classic second edition logos from back in the day, not the current ones that we use now. And then there are titles like Founding Overlord, Founding President, Founding Serenity, etc. We'll be selling the faction packs again on the web store. That way we don't have to give so much money to Steam. So you will go to the Secret Cow Level web store, add whatever you want to your cart, check out, and then it will email you a code. And then you come into the game, you go into account, you go into redeem, and you type the code here, click redeem, and you'll get the code. You'll get the rewards unlocked to you. So that's exciting to finally get that out there, and I know a lot of people have requested those.
How do you get the Killer for Hire title? That's pretty cool.
I think it's part of the store, but I'd have to double check. We've gotten too many at this point. Then there's also the... Oh, there's 2 positive karma. Oh, wait, duh. God, I just had a brain fart.
That deserves another drink of coffee, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
So positive karma is one of the retro cards. So if you missed out on the Kickstarter and you didn't get the retro variants, Samurai, for example, if you didn't get the retro variant cards, you'll be able to get them again through our web store as early as next week. We're working on finalizing that, testing it today, finalizing it this week, and then we'll make a social media post as well. So please...
if it's not clear to some folks, you can play the Steam version of our game or download it directly from us. Same difference. We would prefer if everybody would download it from us, but that's just not gaming in 2021.
Yeah. And this store has nothing to do with that. You're aware of that, right?
Got it.
Okay. So this is our web store, like on our website. But like I said, we'll post links. We'll post it in Discord. You guys will know about it. And if you want to support us in the project, this is one of the biggest chances that you'll have to support us is by purchasing the Kickstarter stuff as a second chance. Because it will hopefully bring in a significant amount of revenue again, which will help us finish everything up, which includes...
languages.
It's always been the plan to port this to all the languages. We just don't have the budget to do it. So... in an ideal world, we will sell the second chance Kickstarter stuff and then bring in enough money to finish the game. And then when the game launches and we're advertising, we're bringing in new players and they all buy packs or whatnot, that money will bring in enough to continue development of the game. And we will do iOS, Android, a web version, so you can play the game in a browser, and the translation to multiple languages. So,
including Italiano.
So if you support Doomtrooper now Matano? Or at any time in the future, you are supporting the completion of the game, the development of more platforms so you can play it everywhere. And the getting everywhere. And you can get it into multiple languages. So please consider, if you can afford it, please consider purchasing some of the faction packs when we launch them, or packs of cards and that kind of thing. So it would be great. Iconic Pink, who also has a pink name. Is that coincidence?
For us it is. No, it's pink on my screen as well. That's red.
I don't think you get to pick what color your name is,
do you? Yeah, you do. I'm purple.
You picked it?
Yeah, I'm always purple.
Huh. Crazy. Thank you. I think you can manage to do all this stuff, even Italian translations. I hope so. I personally, if it's not clear, am very dedicated to Doomtrooper. Like... I haven't gotten paid for this at all in over
a while.
Probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
We're just making enough to because it costs server to store all of the data of a game costs money in and of itself, and I think we're just covering that.
Yeah,
right?
For the past year, basically, I've paid part of the Doomtrooper
server costs, all that.
Please let me finish.
Okay.
For the past year or so, I have paid part of the Doomtrooper expenses out of my own pocket because the game and the company didn't have enough money to pay all the server bills. So I've been paying for the storage shed, which is arguably, it's for our convention stuff. So that's maybe I should be paying that one.
Happy Easter.
But I've been paying for the databases. And
I should have said it's a recent thing that it's actually just covering those expenses.
So the last 2 months have been good. We're not making a ton of money at all, but we made 2 months ago, we made enough to cover the server and the databases, which I pay, and have a little money for ads, which we're starting. Facebook has our account frozen, apparently. So we're trying to get a hold of someone at Facebook, which you would think ads would have customer service, who can unlock our account. That's wonderful. But then last month, we doubled the amount that we brought in the previous month. So we have enough to actually pay all expenses for the company, all advertising that we need to do, and theoretically even pay for some new art. So hopefully we can continue to increase over time the amount of games that are played and the amount of money that we bring in, so that as soon as we have enough in the bank, we can turn around and start working on the translations. It would be really nice. I didn't know test was even a command in my bot. I will have to double check that. That's funny. So, yeah. Happy Easter, Retro Matano. Iconic Pink. Testing my bot. That's pretty much all I got. I really do want to get this translations done. And honestly, something like not having to struggle with bugs and work on cards and just sit around and work on the new, like getting the game to work on an iPad is like so much fun. That's like, I dream of that. Or even going through and working on localization and translation. That seems so fun because it's different. It's new.
Yeah, it's exciting. New, that's for sure.
Another thing I'm really excited about too, but it's not an A priority, is it's a little nerdy, but so people often have trouble with lag because they're in Europe. Or they get disconnected and don't know why. So we use WebSockets, which is a real-time connection between the server and the client. I want to clean up our networking so that we can have a switch that says turn off WebSockets and just use normal HTTP requests, like a browser. And that would mean you don't actually disconnect from the server. You just send messages and get responses, and that might have a better experience for some of our players who might be in, say, the Czech Republic and might have like slow DSL compared to, someone in America who has lightning fast gigabit Ethernet and is close to the server. So I'm trying to think of ways to improve, the easiest ways to improve the experience for people in Europe who are more distant from the server, even as far as moving the server to, say, maybe London. I don't know. I might try moving the server to see if it gets a better experience, since most of our players are currently there. But if we had the funding, there are some... There,
he means Europe, not necessarily the UK.
Yeah. But if we had more funding, there are some things we could do where everybody would connect to a server closest to them, and then that server would connect to a central server, and it would decrease the latency and stuff. It's just I'm rolling solo, so I just don't have enough hours in the day to finish the game and rewrite the infrastructure, et cetera, et cetera. But as you guys know, and all of you who show up and hang out with me, like I'm doing everything I can as fast as I can. And the previous point I trailed off on was I don't get paid for this, and I haven't for a long time, but I am dedicated to finishing it. But that doesn't mean that, as I've said before, Doomtrooper is a business, and that means for Secret Cow Level to retain ownership of the Doomtrooper license, we're going to have to very soon generate revenue so that the very nice people who own Doomtrooper are satisfied with the business side of things so that they can continue to support what we're doing here. So I can work really hard and keep getting this stuff out, but you guys got to tell your friends. If you
tell your friends.
Consider supporting by buying packs now and then and stuff. Like, that goes a long way, and it adds up very quickly. But hopefully advertising on Facebook and Instagram will start to bring in a lot more people too. It's not your responsibility to make the game successful, but your contributions definitely add up, and your word of mouth. If you just post on Facebook, guys, remember Doomtrooper? The beta is going really well. Check it out. Like, you might bring in 5 new players, and a couple of them might love the game. Who knows? So word of mouth is always really helpful, and purchasing a couple packs is always really helpful. So thank you guys for supporting it this long. So unless anyone has any other questions, I think that's about it. I'm going to eat some lunch as normal, and then...
As normal?
Yeah, and then I'm going to get back in here and get these cards added today. So...
I'm going to read about Animal Crossing and friendship. Because I have never had a treasure hunt to get a photo, because that's a thing.
My hair is like party in the back right now.
Your hair's a little nuts in the back, and that's normal for you.
So excited. I'm going to get a haircut in like 5 weeks. I might even make the appointment because I'll be fully vaccinated. I will have done my waiting period, and then I can go to an outdoor salon. Well, maybe
it's not going to be outdoor.
Well, either way, I can wear a mask, be vaccinated, and I can finally get this trimmed up at least a little bit so I can have some fun without it being so freaking crazy. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for hanging out. Sorry, like I said, it's been a little bit slower this week for the reasons I mentioned.
We have a very good excuse for slowness.
If you missed the excuse, ask somebody else because I don't want to talk about it again. And don't forget, there's the new bestow power command in Discord. So if you are playing Doomtrooper, be sure to use that command daily and get some free stuff. And I will change the free stuff up now and then, as I said earlier. But it's a little gift to people, further gift to people who support the game, join Discord, do all the things.
All those things.
All right, so I will be online in a little bit, chatting and responding to all your bug reports. Not that many, though. Roughly 3 that I know of that I need to fix pretty soon.
Should we raid?
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
Is Matano playing?
He always is.
All right.
Otherwise, congratulations on the hard work for Doomtrooper. Good job. Thank you very much. Lovely to hear that.
Yeah, and
no bugs for me. Woo!
I do hear you on the check thing. I more languages, more cards. You'll see the cards first. If we can, if we could get the game done in the next 2 months, like, I would love to start working on translation really quickly. So.
Oh, Willow, happy Easter.
I can never find Matano's, like, how to spell it because it doesn't autocomplete for me.
Are you not, like, following?
I am. I don't know. It just doesn't work. Matano 4. I just have to manually type it.
Retro Matano 4.
Twitch is funny. All right, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. We're going to go hang out with Matano for a little bit, and we will be back.
Next week.
Yeah, next week. Hopefully with much excite, better words, more coffee.
All right. Okay. Bye, everybody.